What if I told you that in some parts of the world, you can buy a wife for as little as $40? It might sound like something from ancient history or a dark fictional novel, but this is happening today, right now, in multiple countries. Women are being bought, sold, and trafficked under the guise of marriage, with no say in their future. Some are children as young as 12, handed over to men decades older than them. Others are sold by their own families, who see it as their only chance to escape extreme poverty. Why is this happening in the 21st century? Where does this happen, and how does this system work? Today, we expose the truth behind bride selling, the hidden markets, the people profiting from it, and the tragic consequences for the women involved. Stay until the end, because the reality of this story is more horrifying than you can imagine. 2. The global reality of bride selling. In many cultures, arranged marriages are normal, but there is a big difference between an arranged marriage and outright buying and selling of human beings. In some countries, the bride price is an old tradition where the groom gives money, land, or livestock to the bride's family. But in other places, this tradition has turned into an actual marketplace, where young girls and women are sold like commodities, often without their consent. The prices can be shockingly low, as little as $40 to $500 for a woman. Many of these women are trafficked across borders, bought from one country and sold into another. Now, let's take a look at the countries where this horrifying practice still happens. 3. Countries where women are sold as wives. 1. Afghanistan, when poverty becomes a death sentence. In war-torn Afghanistan, economic collapse has forced families into desperate measures. Daughters are sold for survival. Some are as young as 5, married off to men in their 50s or 60s. A girl's worth? $40 to $500, depending on age and beauty. Many are never seen by their families again once they are married off. With no legal protection and a lack of women's rights, these girls have no choice but to endure forced marriage, abuse, and a life of servitude. 2. South Sudan, trading brides for cows. In South Sudan, a bride's value is measured in cattle. The more cows a family receives, the higher their status in the community. Girls are sold at 12 or 13 years old, often to men with multiple wives. Many of them suffer domestic violence, sexual abuse, and even death during childbirth. For some families, a daughter is a financial asset, and selling her means securing food and shelter for their other children. 3. India, the dark side of the gender imbalance. India has one of the worst gender imbalances in the world, with far more men than women due to decades of female infanticide and sex-selective abortions. This has created a bride shortage, leading to the buying and selling of women. Poor families in Bihar, Jharkhand, and Odisha sell their daughters to wealthier men in Haryana and Rajasthan. Some women are tricked into marriage, only to be sold to another man later. These women often become domestic slaves, forced to work endlessly with no rights or freedom. 4. China, the dark aftermath of the one-child policy. China's one-child policy, 1979 to 2015, caused a massive gender gap, with 30 million more men than women. This led to a huge demand for wives, with traffickers exploiting poor women from Vietnam, Myanmar, and Cambodia. Women are either lured in with fake job offers or kidnapped and smuggled across the border. Some are sold for as little as $500, forced into a lifetime of servitude. Even if these women escape, they have no legal identity, no rights, and nowhere to go. 4. Why does this happen? 1. Extreme poverty and economic desperation. Families who can't afford food see selling a daughter as their only choice. Some are promised better lives for their daughters, but the reality is much worse. 2. Gender inequality and cultural norms. In many regions, women are seen as property, not equals. A daughter is considered a financial burden, while a son is seen as an investment. 3. Weak laws and corruption. Many of these countries either lack strict laws or fail to enforce them. In rural areas, corrupt officials turn a blind eye to bride buying. 5. The terrifying reality for these women. Once a woman is bought as a wife, she faces a lifetime of domestic slavery, She must cook, clean, and serve her husband without rest. Physical and sexual abuse. Many endure daily beatings and forced pregnancies. No escape. With no rights, money, or legal identity, running away is nearly impossible. Even if they manage to escape, society shames them, leaving them nowhere to go. 6. Can this be stopped? 1. Education and empowerment for women. Studies show that educated girls are far less likely to be sold. Programs are working to keep girls in school and give them opportunities. 2. Stricter laws and international pressure. Governments need to enforce harsher punishments for bride buying. International organizations are putting pressure on these countries to end the practice. 3. Raising awareness and public action. The more people know about this, the harder it is for traffickers to operate. Social media and investigative journalism are exposing these dark secrets. 7. What can you do? If this video shocked you, don't just watch, take action. Share this video to spread awareness. Support organizations fighting forced marriage. Stay informed. The more we talk about it, the harder it becomes for traffickers to hide. This is the harsh truth. In some places, women are still treated as objects, with their lives bought and sold like cattle. But awareness is power, and the more people know about this, the harder it will be for these practices to continue. What do you think? Should these governments do more to stop bride buying? Let's discuss in the comments below. If you found this video eye-opening, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's hidden truths. And hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching.